What's up, everyone? Welcome to another edition of Core Sport Between Sets. Today we have the one and only Ridge legend, Colin Ionnacci, here with us. Our first golfer on our channel. Colin has been coming in here. He came in here originally with an injury. We did a little rehab. Him and I, CJ. Did you ever see Jared or anyone?
No, it was CJ, Alice, and you.
Alice. How you doing today? How you feeling?
Good.
Good?
Yeah.
Everything's going good?
Yeah.
I just want to go off on a tangent right out of the gates. I have a story to tell everyone, and I was going to tell Colin and Brittany this before, but I feel like they should hear this live. Today, we're thank you so much for coming in. I know it's hard. I mean, this guy's, kids, golf, wife, job. Is that no, it goes wife. No, kids, wife, family.
Yeah.
Golf, then job, right? That's got to be the order of it.
I'll say job above golf.
Yeah, okay.
Just to stay
just
diplomatic.
in case. Yeah. We do want your boss to see this. But this morning, so you came in. Thank you so much for coming in early, being here with us. Also, thank you at the end of this. But, tough to find a schedule that works for all of us here. So I appreciate you coming in. Another thing that I have going on today is I'm going to a concert with Jared, my boss, Diane, our owner. Who would have thought? How fun will that be? I can't wait. But concert at Wrigley. The biggest thing that Jared and I were talking about is we don't want two cars, and Jared fell on the sword of, hey, I'll drive. I'm like, hell yeah, dude. I don't want to drive. Good. That's great. I won't drive. So yesterday we planned. He's like, I'll pick you up at 7 o'clock. Send me your address. I get home, send him my address. He also asked, hey, where's the bus picking him up? I sent him the text, time, where that's picking him up and everything. Wake up this morning, 5:30, bright and early, make my coffee go. I was ready at 5:45. Very punctual. And Jared calls me. I got up at 5:45. I was ready by 6:45. Jared's like calling me. I'll be there by 7. I'm like, cool. Jared calls me at 7 o'clock sharp. I'm thinking, all right, he's here. He's like, dude, I'm at the wrong house. I go, all right, are you down the street or whatever? He's like, and in the background, I heard planes going off. And I go, Jared, where are you? And he goes, I went to where the bus is picking us up.
God.
So Jared this morning went to Midway, or I think it's like Garfield Ridge, instead of my house.
Oh, my God.
So now after this, we're going to fly. We're not going to fly. We're going to take our time. We're going to have a good time doing this podcast. But then I have to sprint home with Jared, drop off my car, and then come back out over here so we don't have two cars.
That explains the text if I could do it earlier.
Oh, my gosh. I was like, everything worked out. All the stars aligned. I can move someone up, and I was like, dude, can you come at 12 o'clock? It would be huge. Because I have to be, this bus leaves with or without us at 4:30. I feel like I'm getting on a bus for like St. Xavier. Like sometimes this bus would leave some of the people that didn't make it. And that's what I feel like was going on. So that was my morning. So what a day. What a start. How was your morning?
It was good. It's not as exciting as yours.
I wouldn't call it exciting. Then, of course, Jared gets here. He does the hand up. He's like, that's on me. I go,
My bad, coach.
No shit. All right. So first question I want to ask you is just kind of the start. How did you find us? What brought you here?
So when I hurt my knee, my brother-in-law is a former athletic trainer.
Nice.
And was talking to him about it. And he was very adamant that rather than trying to get a doctor appointment or something, I should go see a PT just to figure out like what I did. If I need surgery, they could help me diagnose what was going on. Yeah, I came in, had an appointment with CJ, went through some of the stuff that was going on. And I think for the first couple of weeks, I was just going through PT or rehab, whatever, with him. Yeah. Just working through the injury. And then, like I said, I saw Alice a couple times as well. Just focused on my knee, really. Yeah. And then whatever point we had reached in the progression of that is when I started working with you.
Yeah.
Able to like actually start doing activity, mobility stuff, and just building back up. And then ever since then, it's been solely with you. Yeah. And I remember when I had hurt myself. I think you guys like CJ or someone was asking me, like, are you physically active? Do you have any sports or anything that you do?
I'm a professional golfer.
Yeah, far from. But I just said that, golf was really the main activity that I was worried about.
Yeah.
Thankfully, it happened in the winter, so it didn't really affect my golf schedule. But I started coming to you and just kind of building the strength back up, and then it's been a lot of that.
I remember when you kind of shifted over to me and I tested you for the first time with our Vault equipment. We did that first. You were like one of the first people that I used the Vault equipment on. You are like one of the first people I've worked with and still work with, which is sweet. That's why you're like one of my homies. And, but it's like you came in and I remember, and I mean, maybe we can go in depth where the injury really started.
I don't know how far in depth I want to go to.
Yeah.
Basically, it was being stupid.
We'll just sum it up. Iowa City. What a place. Brittany can relate.
Yeah.
Basically, you came in and just giving a little like my side of Colin. The first things that I found out with Colin is he's very quad dominant. And a big thing with quad dominant athletes, and I still call Colin an athlete, and I'll go into you are an athlete. You're an athlete. Don't let anyone tell you different. Colin's hamstring on that was it the right side, right? Yeah, that right knee was bugging him. He was very loading into his quad. He was very quad dominant, loading into his knee, and you kind of were developing some like patellar discomfort, patellar tendonitis. And the biggest thing that I worked on with Colin was just building up that hamstring strength so that his body was able to use more of that posterior side rather than that anterior side. And that's just like straight up for recovery and rehab purposes. And now, like, we'll get into it in a little bit later, but now like we're just doing straight up like golf performance, and I'll go into that in a minute. But Colin's main thing, like starting off, was he was lacking a lot of hamstring strength. And I remember we just hammered hammies for, I don't know, a month or two maybe. Yeah. And then you made that like 50-60% jump, like one of the biggest jumps I've seen in hamstring strength in a short amount of time. And it's just because you started working and you're like, dude, my knee is fine. And then I was like, okay, hear me out. PT wise, you're pretty good, but we can start doing like straight up like golf specific stuff. Yeah. And then Colin was, hell yeah, dude, let's do it. And I'm not even kidding. It's been almost a year now we've been working together.
Yeah.
Me being a Titleist Performance Institute certified, I work with a lot of golfers here, and a lot of them are assessment based, where sometimes I'll just do an assessment with someone, find their deficiencies, and then kind of work through them that way. And sometimes people come for a month and then they're done. Colin, on the other hand, is so bought in. I mean, it's awesome. Like a lot of the people here will just schedule at the front desk. I'm at a point, you're the only person where scheduling goes through me. And I mean, it works. That's just how it works for our schedules and everything. Obviously I don't have many people that come in here, and it's like, hey, I have to balance my kids, my wife, my family, and my job. So just finding the time to come in is awesome. And then also working around golf too now.
Yeah.
But kind of my progression with Colin, once everything was cleared up with the knee and he kept coming back, I'm like, all right, I'm going to treat you straight up like any athlete I would. We kind of break it down here at Core Sport in like mesocycles. So what I mean by mesocycles is small portions, usually 2 to 4 weeks of an eccentric phase, an isometric phase, and a concentric phase. And I went through, this is something we do with ACLs. This is something we do with sports performance. Doesn't matter the age, doesn't matter the sport. I was like, Colin, we're going to do eccentrics. We're going to do isos. We're going to do concentrics. And right now we're in like season training. So Colin will straight up tell me, and the first thing I ask him is, how's he doing? Who do you got this week in the golf tournament? And are you golfing today? Because if he's golfing today, our programming and my programming is based around you having golf. Yeah. And it's a lot of mobility focus. It's a lot of rotational focus, just kind of getting the body ready. Our favorite thing that me and Colin do is like, hey, I saw Scotty Scheffler doing this workout. And he's like, yeah, dude, I saw Scheffler doing this one too. And I'm like, dude, I'm going to train you like Scotty Scheffler. I don't care. Like,
got a long way to go.
Yeah. And I mean, I can't make you play like him, but I can train you like him, certainly. I can get you his base line strength, I guess you could say. Yeah. You know what? I'm going to say it. I think Colin might be stronger than you. Rotationally, like foundationally, yes. I don't know if there's anyone on the planet that can get back as far as him in the backswing, though. I mean, that's just what golf is. So now Colin comes in, and it's awesome. Like, he'll come in here, and it's straight up. If he's got mobility, or if he's got a golf round coming up, we're getting ready for the golf round. If, a couple months ago we were doing eccentric phase, so that means he was doing slow down, 3-second eccentric down, really getting that lengthening in the muscles, kind of building strength up. I remember one of our funnier stories is when we bench pressed for the first time.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
like, dude, I haven't done this since college. And it was awesome. So yeah, it's been great. And this is kind of like, you're a perfect example of someone that has gone through PT. It kind of shows us like everything that core sport's about. Like you've gone through the PT side and now you're on the performance side and just keep coming back. Cause we're not only just PT and then, all right, see you later. It's you're done with PT and here's your other options that you're doing. You know what I mean? So it's a great thing. You're a perfect example for people. I usually use you as one of my examples when I have like a TPI assessment come in. I'm like, hey, I have a guy that has come in for a year and he's been grinding on any deficiencies he has, grinding through any mobility deficits that we find, any strength deficits that we find. And we have passed like all the PT part and we're just straight up doing performance.
Yeah.
My next question is, not to toot, I guess it's kind of like tooting my own horn, but how have you felt with your golf game? How have you, like, what differences have you seen? Not even in golf. You can even talk about, dude, it's awesome not having knee pain anymore.
Yeah.
Like what has, all right. Are we ready? All right, Kyle, next question I want to pivot to is what are some things here, and this can be from the knee rehab, this can be through what we do golf-wise. What are some things here that we have been doing that have just been sticking with you, that have been helping you not only on the course, but even, off the course too in your everyday life? I mean, you got to pick up kids every day, you know what I mean? You got to be a dad every day. That's a job of its own. That's a lift. That's an exercise of its own. So just what are some things that we have been doing in here that have really just helped like overall like life quality almost?
Yeah. I mean, obviously the PT early on, I feel like I've had a couple of injuries in my life where I should have done this before. Certainly. And I didn't. So I think that alone was worth coming here, but I also am glad that like I've continued to build on it. And like without getting into the technical details, because I can't articulate it as well as you can, obviously, but being able to focus on mobility. I feel like a lot of the workouts that we do are, like you said, are transferable to other aspects of my life, not even just golf, but the med ball stuff, like some other stuff that we do. The skipping, I think the skipping.
Oh my gosh, dude. So Colin, we take a long time with our dynamic warm-ups. Yeah. I will warm up anyone. Warming up is the most important thing. And I really slept on this playing college ball. I was a brick. I mean, just stiff as a board in college. And Declan Smythe used to always chirp me about it. And honestly, he was right, because I literally looked like I was carrying suitcases every time I walked around. Yeah. I just cared about like moving weight and me I'm not like Hercules or anything like that. Like I was just doing okay, but I didn't care about mobility. And one of the things they do is a dynamic warm up. And we've added this, I think last month, and one of Colin's neighbors, and you can tell the story on this too. But the first one of the warm ups I have is light skips with arm circles. Yeah. And you'd be surprised on if you don't skip for a while, you lose that ability to skip. That's why. So Colin, and I'll talk about it. But Colin had one of his neighbors or someone that lives on his block here, and I guess it was the talk of the town after you were doing that.
Yeah. Friend of mine that was in here saw me skipping, and she complimented my skipping form.
It was not horrible.
No, and
a little rusty for sure.
Yeah, a little rusty. Haven't done it in about 35 years. But then my buddy texted me that night and said that he's been hearing a lot of compliments about my skipping form. So like, word traveled fast.
Yeah, and that's what core sport is. I mean, it's just like. It's just community in here. Yeah. Like everyone knows everyone here. So it's like you do one thing and look kind of goofy doing it. But how well did you feel after doing those? Yeah, it's just like, come on, let's talk about what it actually means. But
I think that, not to talk over you, but I do like the dynamic warm up stuff is huge, because that's something that I can do at home too.
Yeah.
I don't even have to be getting ready to play golf, but
right.
Playing golf, like it's nice to have a couple of like cues. Half the time I come in here, I can start dynamic warm up without you.
Oh, it's great.
Like
it's
a walkthrough of what to do. So I think that stuff helps a lot, especially as I've gotten older. Like I've joked with you before that I have a couple buddies that have always been stretchers.
Yeah.
And like pre-round and stuff, and they get made fun of or whatever.
Oh, for sure.
But I'm now when I go to a golf course, it's like I'm playing with the guys that are in their 30s. Everyone is stretching on the tee box.
Yeah. And that's good to see because I talk about it so much, and I'm golfing at 7 a.m. tomorrow with Jared, CJ, or I'm sorry, not CJ. I'm golfing with Jared, Dean, Chris, and I, and we're doing like performance against PT.
Yeah.
You guys can leave put a comment. Who do you think is gonna win? You'll surely know who wins if you come in, and I'll probably post it too. I might post it on my Instagram actually. Yeah, the line's set at 5.5 strokes with Chris and I, minus 5.5 strokes. I think that's a perfect line. And Jared really lit a fire under my ass today with everything that he put me through this morning. So it might have moved to 7.5, honestly. But I am notorious for just showing and going. I preach it more than anyone to just warm up before. And honest to God, I was just in Geneva last weekend, and my friends, I'll actually send this part of the podcast to my friends. We went to the range. We played Grand Geneva, the Brute, and we go to the range. I'm not even kidding. My first 6 range ball, I was telling you, I didn't even hit the ball. The ball was moving because the dirt hit it. I was digging a hole to the center of the earth. It was brutal. And then all of a sudden, I got on the ground. I started stretching. There was dew on the ground. I didn't even care. I'm like, I have to stretch. I have to stretch. Start going through a warm-up and everything. My buddies are chirping my ear off. And I'm just like, guys, just trust me. Then I start peering my irons. Yeah. And then I'm like, see? And then we go out after, and they're sitting down at lunch and everything. They're like, oh, my God, my back's killing me. I'm like, dude, you're 26. Like, chill.
What warm-up do you do before you go?
You can tee in on this, but like a lot of stuff that I preach warm-up wise is the biggest thing for me is lumbar mobility, back mobility. So lumbar, T-spine, that part of the spine is so huge in rotating. And then obviously hips.
Yeah.
So hip mobility, any type of hip 90-90, hip cars, just moving the hips, getting the hips loose, because rotation should always start in the hips. And then the lumbar, back, and C-spine. A lot of people don't realize how much they use their neck when they golf. And a lot of people with tight C-spines and later in life, if they never really focus on, I wouldn't focus on it if I didn't know about it. But if you don't warm up your neck before golf, a lot of golfers will have like neck pain.
Yeah.
You see all the professionals having, surgery. Tiger Woods.
Yeah.
Stay off the juice. Tiger Woods. That's why, it's the way he is. But love him.
Yeah.
always in his corner. But what are some of the stuff that, like, what's some of the warm-up stuff that you do before you're getting out there? What's some of the warm-ups that you'll do just even before, everyday life? Like if you're just feeling tight, what are some of the stuff that you like doing? I know some of our biggest stuff is like, you come in here, we spend probably 10, 15 minutes on the turf just getting mobile with hips, lower back, T-spine, all that stuff. So what's some of the stuff?
I try to do most of that stuff on my living room floor.
Yeah, it's a great spot.
Like, Daddy, what are you doing?
Just staring at you.
But yeah, the 90-90 stuff helps a lot, like freeing up my hips.
Yep.
I think the hip, is it the drops?
Yeah, the hip drops, the windshield wipers for the lumbar.
Do those. And then whatever the one.
The open book, the banded open book. Yeah. And it's crazy what you can do. Like this doesn't, like he said, you could do it at your house. Like you don't need equipment to do this stuff. Like if anything, you just need one singular band that you can really pull. I always thought about getting a band and putting it in my bag, but I haven't done that yet. I was actually at Cog Hill playing behind Ozzie Guillen and his son. And his son had the craziest warm-up routine I've ever seen in my life.
Really?
Oh, my God. Yeah, you would have thought he was a professional golfer. It was awesome. Ozzie Guillen, if you're ever going to listen to this, my fiance has your head cover still. He left his head cover on 3 different tee boxes, and she went up to Ozzie Guillen. Kayla Meskey is a Cubs fan. I'm marrying a Cubs fan.
Good.
Yeah, I forgot about that. I did forget about that. And she's just like, it's just a head cover, dude. I'm like, that's like Hall of Fame Ozzie Guillen's head cover. It's in my garage right now. I don't
frame it.
I want to. I really do. Kayla doesn't even understand the importance of that. I'm like, and it was literally the 18th tee box, and he was gone already. So we were just like, she's like, should I turn it into the clubhouse? Again, sorry, Ozzie. I told her no. And now I have your head cover. So Ozzie, if you're ever listening to this,
bring it to Sox Fest and ask him to sign it.
Oh my God. This is why you get a Colin Ionnacci. My next question, and going into kind of feeding off of like the mobility, the exercises that we've been doing here, obviously strength, strength has obviously helped a lot too. A big thing that I like to tell golfers too is there's a reason there's guys on tour that are 150 pounds soaking wet and can hit the ball 280 carry. And that's because I always stress to golfers that it's not always strength. Like, yeah, strength helps. Like your DeChambeaus, like that guy will nuke a golf ball, no problem. He's unbelievably strong. But then you get, your Max Homas, your Akshay Patias. Those guys can touch the back of their opposite ear within their backswing. Like the mobility is so huge. I honestly, like if I had to choose one thing to have, and I feel like you would agree with me on this, is the mobility aspect. If you're not able to turn pain-free and you're not able to turn in a large range of motion, you're not going to get that torque. You're not going to get that whip when you're swinging. So yeah, obviously strength helps. But my biggest thing with golfers is definitely mobility. And then obviously Colin not doing this stuff for a while, it's like, all right, first thing we're going to start with is mobility, always. And maybe earlier when you were coming around, we just focused mainly on mobility and then strengthening that mobility. And then now we're just putting everything together now. And it's getting strong in rotation too, because then once you get that mobility, you got to be strong in that mobility, if that makes sense. So what are some of the things that we have done, and how have you seen it transfer on the golf course?
I think a lot of the rotation stuff that we've worked on has helped a lot. Like you kind of alluded to in terms of like a wiry frame. I think some of the longest, like best ball striker people that are just my friends or like within my age group, I feel like a lot of them aren't like jack dudes that are going out on the golf course.
And that's the biggest thing.
So I can echo that sentiment. But yeah, I think that focusing on a lot of the rotational stuff and like just being able to turn. I remember you'll notice like if you're watching a PGA Tour event on CBS, they have that technology that'll tell you
it's
like,
so cool,
what the degree of rotation is in the guy's waist or is in his hips, his shoulder rotation, like how many degrees is he turning. I mean, some of these guys are insane, like in terms of
it's
their
next level.
Entire back can be facing their target, then they just mash the ball.
They mash it.
But yeah, I'm obviously not like even close to that level in terms of what I'm capable of doing. But I do feel like it's easier for me to do that stuff on the course than it was before I started coming here. And I think a lot of that is easy to, if you start working on it, I think that anyone really like with proper training and stuff can get to that level or increase their level.
Yeah, and it's the biggest thing. It's honestly like skipping. Like if you don't do it, you kind of lose it. You know what I mean? So, and some of my favorite texts are like, I avidly tell Colin to let me know how his round goes. Avidly. And, there's nothing better than getting the, hey, score wasn't where we wanted it.
This is kind of the microcosm of my game.
Yeah, it's,
the never where I want it to be. But
score, and
I'll get a couple good drives.
I'll echo that too. I'm the same way, but it's like, God, did I smoke the golf ball today? Yeah, it went to the other fairway or 3 fairways down, but God, was it nuked,
Contact was pure.
Yeah, it's all about, it's really about, how far you're hitting.
Yeah,
no, I'm just kidding.
No.
It obviously, performance-wise, that's out of my realm. A lot of people are like, hey, can you help me with swing mechanics? And I'm like, honestly, like, it's like when Portnoy is like, I'm not a financial advisor, but you should take Michigan and put $1 million on them right now. You know what I mean? Advice, but like, hey, I'm not a TPI, or I am a TPI. I'm not a, a swing analysis person, but you should probably, close that wrist a little bit, Oh, you're slicing, your wrist is probably open.
Yeah.
I won't tell Jared that tomorrow because I already know he's going to have a little bit of a slight. Jared, you want to talk about someone that's got tight hips? He's got hips like a German Shepherd. I mean, those are the tightest hips. We just put a video out. It just went on Core Sport of how he did a whole mobility and hip mobility thing. And that is someone that just uses his biceps to hit the ball for sure. And I'll toot his horn a little bit. He's got, good arms, but it only takes you so far in golf without that mobility, man. It really does. So now I'm going to pivot off that. We're going to get into some more of just golf stuff. I got a couple questions for you. A new little segment I'm starting today with just golf. I don't know if I'm going to do this for everything because I don't know if everyone golfs, but I do feel like, honestly, the game needs to shrink a little bit. I'm getting really tired of.
I'm a big shrink guy.
We don't need $100 rounds everywhere I'm going. The Meadows is like $80 on the way. That's insane. So I just got some golf questions for you. I think this would be Just a fun thing to talk about, and we can elaborate on together. I have a really good feeling about question 4. I think we're going to be right around the same spot.
Yeah.
Because this is professional but light. What's the best feeling in golf?
I feel like just it doesn't even need to be a drive, but when you get that clean contact on any full shot.
Yeah.
I mean, actually, it doesn't even have to be a full shot. Like picking a nice chip clean and seeing it stop and drop is also a fun one. I wish I could do that more often.
Oh,
I'd
yeah.
probably shave about 10 strokes off my
It'd
game.
be amazing.
But yeah, I think that there's few things better than pure and a nice drive.
Oh, it's beautiful. And mine kind of like my best feeling is like playing a complete hole. Like same thing, kind of like piggybacking off that, like hitting a nuke of a drive or a pure drive. Let's not even say nuke. Let's take away we don't care about distance that much, but I will let Jared hear it if I go miles past him.
Yeah.
Dean too. He's not. No one's safe tomorrow, really. I'll let anyone hear it. Even my buddies. We were in Geneva. They were, you got to let them know. I mean, it's just the way it goes. Kayla too. She's not safe either. I'll let her know. No, because she'll play from the reds and she'll let me know though. I won't lie. I mean, she's got softball. She's got the hand eye. She can get a hold of it. It's very, very fun golfing with her. And she'll let me know.
Yeah, good.
And that's love. But like that pure hole, like just a normal par 4, like great drive, pure iron on, and then either you make the birdie putt, which is like a cherry on top, or you just 2-putt par.
More
like that's
often,
and then let's be
it's
honest.
the
Let's be
2-putt par.
honest. I didn't see a birdie all weekend at Geneva. Not all weekend, but God, did I have some pars and did they feel great? So that's my best feeling. What is the worst feeling in golf?
I've had this happen to me recently, but there's nothing worse than when you are in the middle of a round and just like completely lose your swing.
Oh, yeah.
The ability to even get like
The mental side of that is like, that's like when you drive home with no music on.
Yeah.
Like,
don't talk to yourself. I mean, you don't even have like internal thoughts at that point.
oh, it's
just like
horrible. I've been there too. I can go on for, I feel like forever, like chunking the ball, blading I rather blade it than chunk it. There's nothing worse than chunking. You ever chunk like a long iron or a hybrid?
Oh my gosh.
And then it goes 10 yards and then you do it again. You're like, I might just throw this club into the forest or water or whatever. My biggest thing that I have found now that like my golf time has been pretty limited to like weekends or like really early mornings, if we're doing the later like times here, is I have been caught by quite a few frost delays.
I haven't dealt with that this year.
I hope you never. I wouldn't even wish that on my worst enemy, because not only do I have limited time to golf, but now I have to wait like an hour or two until I can golf, and then everything's just pushed back.
Yeah.
And me personally, my perfect tee time, and that's honestly like we were talking for tomorrow, we can either tee off at 7:30 or 9:30, and I was like, let's do 7:30, fully knowing that I'm going to Wrigley tonight.
Yeah.
I was like, let's do it. Why not? You like teeing up. Yeah. I mean, if I nuke that first drive though, God, will I feel great. But then I have something to blame it on,
Yeah,
like, hey, my ears are
true.
still ringing from raging with my boss last night. But yeah, frost delays. My biggest thing and what got me on early morning golf, and I'll shout out the father-in-law here, but he was like, dude, we need to play COG together. I'm like, let's go play COG. Only thing about me, though, I don't tee off past 7 a.m. I go, what is wrong with you? He brought me there, woke me up 5 a.m. We're driving. He's got a T-top Camaro, pops the T-top off. It was freezing in the morning. Freezing. This guy's playing drums like as he's driving to like Avenged Sevenfold on the way there. It's like 5:30. We're going down Oak Lawn. We're going down Cicero with just blaring music. I'm like, dude, this guy is 1 in a million.
Yeah.
Like, you're scaring me. But then I was like, you know what? You might be my best friend too. So we got there 6:30 in the morning, tee off, just him and I. We got done in 3 hours. Not a soul out there. Birds are waking up. Dew. Like, I'm almost drooling talking about it. Like, it's just the most perfect scene. Then you're done. It's 10, 11 o'clock. Still have your whole day ahead of you. But then there's been times where we've done that and there's a frost delay, and then we don't get out till 8:30, 8 o'clock, and then the day's just completely pushed back.
Yeah.
And that's my worst feeling in golf. Like, I started to call, like, if we call before and they're like, we have a frost lay. I'm like, all right, I'm out.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not doing it. No way.
That's brutal.
All right, next question. Best golf course snack / food?
My go-to is an Uncrustable.
Yeah, that's a really good call. Like, are we going grape?
I'm a strawberry.
Strawberry.
guy. Yeah.
Put that there. Strawberry is elite. I do the Uncrustables in the freezer,
Yeah.
and then you take it out of the freezer, so you let it kind of
Let
like
it thaw.
it thaw. But sometimes you bite into it, it's still cold.
Yeah.
I have a fun Uncrustable story. I went golfing with my dad, my brother, my dad, my brother, me. We're at the Meadows, old Meadows when before they flipped it.
10 was one.
Yeah. Before we we're on the back nine, and my dad hits me. It was 100 degrees outside, steamer, and my dad hits me with, Nick, I think I'm gonna pass out. I go, are you serious? He's like, yeah, I think I'm overheating right now. I had an Uncrustable, and I brought an Uncrustable from the house, which he bought, and I acted like I'm saving his life. Like, no, you bought this. But I bring the Uncrustable, and I'm like, Dad, I got one Uncrustable left. You have it. He ate this thing. This guy proceeded to not only, I don't know if his blood sugar was low or whatever. Brand new, man. I mean, even his golf game got better. It was like Michael Jordan's secret stuff in like Space Jam. It was unbelievable how much better he played.
I'm thinking of Popeye.
Yeah, spinach. Yeah, that's basically what my dad was. This guy was making the Meadows look like, it is his home course, but yeah, an Uncrustable saved my dad's life.
Yeah.
My favorite course, snack, and food, Uncrustables is definitely up there. I think nothing beats, this is another thing that my father-in-law drilled into my head. Nothing beats a cog dog. I really love a cog hot dog. It's different. It's not a normal hot dog. It's a little bit thicker. And that's not why I like it, but it's a better hot dog. It's a better hot dog. We'll leave it there. I don't want to expand on that, but it's different than other hot dogs.
Some courses have elite hot dogs.
Oh, and they really do. They really do. And I really base my hot dogs off a cog. Like, I don't get a hot dog everywhere I go. I won't get a hot dog tomorrow. But do you know what it's like having a 9 a.m. hot dog with your father-in-law on the turn at 10 at cog 3? That's when I really knew. I'm like, hey, this is probably going to be my family for the rest of this was like 2-3 years of me and Kayla dating, and then I'm hammering a hot dog with my girlfriend at the time's dad at 9 a.m, and then I would go play baseball at St. Xavier. It was unbelievable.
Yeah.
Those were the days.
You gotta love the glizzies do hit.
Yeah, you can't hate a glizz, especially after a long night.
Yeah.
That was my stomach at a certain point just like screaming at me. They're like, why are you doing this to me still?
I mean, that is one thing though. Like, honestly, sometimes it's not even, you can think about it too with like doing this mobility stuff and everything, but there are a few things that are as bad as like when you don't realize that you're starving on the golf course.
Oh yeah.
And you just have a Uncrustable or a hot dog and you feel like
feel like $1 million. I was close to that at Geneva. We woke naturally. My friends and I tell you this story every time. I really tell everyone, when me and my friends book a tee time, we celebrate that we're booking a tee time the night before. I don't know why it happens every single time. So we very well know that we have a 7 a.m. tee time. We have range balls. We paid a pretty penny to play this course. We're in Geneva. Let's celebrate. Yeah. And I'm like, guys, at a certain point, it's like, we're just going to stay out for a little late. You look at the clock, it's 11. It's like, all right, we'll wrap it up soon. Somehow, some way, I'm in bed at 1 a.m. You know what I mean? It's like, it's never, ever fails. And I didn't eat a single thing, naturally. Like, I didn't pack breakfast. I think I bought a Kind bar or something like that. And that's all I ate. So then we went to Chuck's, and that burger lasted 2 minutes. Like, I mean, I was like, you would have thought I never eaten before. It was unbelievable. And then I felt like a new man.
Yeah. I'm the king of that move.
Yeah. And I feel like there's more people on that side than not, for sure. This kind of ties into the next one. Best drink on the course.
I'm transfusion guy.
Yeah, I'll die on it. There's nothing better than transfusion. There's literally nothing better.
Yeah, if I'm getting like a mixed drink.
We like water. Mix them. Yeah, I'll bring my Yeti. My Yeti is always there.
I'll obviously have, I gotta hydrate. But,
yeah.
But something about it. And cruisers are probably my two go-tos.
Yeah,
right
and transfusion is automatic.
Yeah.
Literally automatic. Hole 2, car girl coming up to us 7:30. We're just like, we'll do 4 doubles.
The doubles will catch up with you. I've had a couple bad experiences.
We always start with doubles, never end with it. I don't think I've ever had I have never gone full round double, never.
Once I start, I continue for some reason. So.
Well, you got experience. I'm still learning. All right, and then my last question is, what do you have to shoot in golf to be considered good at golf?
I feel like if you are, I am not in this range, but I feel like if you are continuously shooting like mid 80s, I would probably start to call myself good at golf if I were to get to that range. Or if I shoot in the mid 80s, it's like, I played well today.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I mean, I think that anything above that is like, I golfed today.
Yeah, I hear you. And I think I'm right around the same thing. I'm not like, you remember Jim Nance was like, you have to shoot a 72. I'm like, are you kidding me?
No, that's a little aggressive.
You're a professional golfer at that point. I'm the same way. And I also I really like on like Instagram or like any social media, they like give you the stats of how many people break 100. That kind of makes me feel a little bit better because I'm a mid to low 90s guy, I would say.
Yeah.
I have gotten in the 80s a couple times this year, more than last year, so that's a good start. Hot start for the kids. But yeah, it's 72 out of Jim Nance was that was a wild statement. Yeah, I was like,
that
Jim,
offended a lot of people.
Jim, you're one of one, but that is a crazy take.
He did alter it.
Yeah. All right. Going on to my next question and just kind of wrapping up everything. What is a sleeper top 20 pick you got for the RBC Canadian this week? And we are not financial advisors, but if anyone's listening here and trying to throw around well, I guess by the time this comes out, the RBC is going to be out. So you guys can actually listen to this and see who was right about this.
Yeah, past post. I'll go with my boy
Vic. Where is he sitting right now? Do you know?
He's 2 under last I saw. So
so there's probably good value.
40 right now.
It's there's decent value there right now. This is Friday. We're recording on Friday, so this round 2 is finishing. I was looking at the score. I was looking at everything yesterday. I think he's above the top 20 now, so the value might be a little low, and this could be a passive pick. But I've been really on Alex Fitzpatrick.
You have been, yeah.
I have. I've been telling, and he, what was it? He was grinding the second major. What was that? The PGA. Yeah, the PGA Championship. He absolutely grinded to make that cut. Still didn't come in the top 20, but I was happy he was there. I was happy he was there. So I'm gonna go with Alex Fitz.
Maybe if it comes out before the U.S. Open, Chris Gotterup.
That's where we're going, U.S. Open?
Yeah.
I like that. What's U.S. Open next week?
Yeah.
All right, let's put that out there. I like that. Let's go at Chris Gotterup, and I'm going to go – where is it at? Is it at Shinnecock? Or Shinnecock?
Yeah.
Not going to expand on that either. There's a lot of ways we could have said that one bad. Oh, God. Who is so due? I feel like Spieth is such an easy – I mean, you just always root for Spieth.
Scotty going for the Grand Slam.
No, I don't like Scotty this year. I really don't. I mean, I love Scotty, but I don't. It's just not his year. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna go Shane Lowry.
Really?
Yeah, not to win, but a top 20.
Okay.
Maybe a top 10 bid. I feel like Shane. He was playing pretty. If he starts playing pretty good this week, I think he'll transfer that into next week. And
Shane's your boy.
I do love Shane. I really do. If there's one person that beat us on the Ryder Cup, I'm glad it was him.
Yeah.
I really am glad he made that putt. I'm gonna go Shane Lowry I'm not saying winning. I'm gonna say top 20. If he gets cut, I'm solely ready for him to not even make the weekend.
Yeah.
But all right. And then the final thing that I like to do every single episode with everyone is who we're buying stock in. Like some people can say, you can do your S&P 500, like buying stock in Scotty Scheffler. That will never really dip. Although it kind of was dipping this year. But it could be family, friends. It could be someone here. It can be anyone. Who's your buying stock pick this week?
I'm going to say Nick.
Yes.
You got a big day today.
Yeah, I do.
Heading into tomorrow, talking a lot of crap to Jared and Dean. I think that
you're adding a lot of pressure to me tomorrow.
You're going to back it up.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of pressure. One thing about me, and I will promise you, if this is insider trading, I won't lay up tonight. I didn't work all week to just be passive.
Yeah.
And that's why when Jared said he'll pick me up, I jumped right on it. I didn't know he was going to drive to Midway. How are you 27 and not directionally understanding? How do you go? Tinley Park and Midway are two very different. We were talking about this. So different. I don't even want to get started because we'll be talking here for 5 more hours. But don't even get me started. But that did light a fire. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, you know what? I put it in the group chat with Dean and Chris, and I was like, you are. I was like, live line just moved up to 7.5. Yeah, that's gonna be if I lay an egg tomorrow. I might take Monday off of work. Are we scheduled for Thursday? I might only see you on Thursday just to talk it out. It might be a event
Therapy,
session. Yeah,
therapy session.
and I feel like it's good. It's good to hear, but I appreciate that. Thank you. I really do. We're going to get done with this. We're going to finish up our closing statements and get done with this. And then I hope Jared's still here because he has to. Well, I mean, he doesn't have to. He did say one thing funny about these guys is you would think the other 3 guys playing, this is their Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Oh my God. They're all going to the range tomorrow morning. And I understand. And I'm not chirping. Dean goes to the range like before every round. If I didn't go to the rounds before Geneva, I would have shot 120. I mean, I didn't hit the ball until my 7th stroke. So my whole one would have been brutal. But I'm not that guy. I feel like I need to and maybe I would shave 10, maybe that could be the difference. But yeah, it's their Super Bowl. Chris, he's like, I'm going to the range. Jared, I think Jared's going to the range today and tomorrow. I think he's going to the range by my house and he's just going to scoop me up at my house. Hopefully he goes to the right Tinley Park and not the Tinley Park with the airport next to Midway. And
see if it pays dividends.
I'll give you know what? I'll keep everyone updated. I might do it. Like maybe I'll post on like the Instagram, like, hey, team performance 4 up through 4. We're doing stroke, but it might switch because now they were talking about maybe doing match to make it. But I think it's a pretty, like me and Dean are pretty comparable, and I think Jared and Chris are pretty comparable. I think it's like straight up, like we didn't even need like a handicap thing. So yeah, it'll be fun. I appreciate it. I really hope I pay dividends. I really do. Now I'm going to be thinking about that all day tomorrow. Thanks.
Yeah. No pressure.
Nothing in transfusion can't fix. No. My stock is going to be someone that has been coming in here for a while. This is more PT. This girl has been grinding her butt off. She had a labral surgery in her throwing arm. Had to miss. She just missed her 2nd year of softball, unfortunately, but she's finally getting back into softball. And I've been just watching her grow after the 2. Like she came in, rather quiet, but now she is completely out of her box. Like completely comfortable here. Really, really good person. One of the hardest workers I've ever worked with too, besides you. Someone that just comes in, grinds, gets after it, texts me on the side, things she can do, always keeps me updated on how she's feeling. It's one of our girls, AP, her name's Olivia Pass. She's been grinding. She's a Marist softball player. She's finally getting back to summer softball this year. So I think this is a good time to start funneling some funds in there, see how it goes. And then Marist is I'm number 1 in the nation for softball, so it's not an easy team to play for. So I really, really, really think she's going to be a great addition for Marist coming up.
Awesome.
Yeah, look at that. She's going to be trading low, and I'm telling you, it's going to be high. I'm going to say it. I can't promise that out of me, but I will. I promise I'll try. I promise I will. All right, that's going to do it for today. I just want to take a minute and thank you very much for being here. A lot of fun to just sit here and talk golf and talk about your story here with us, and having someone we've had a lot of we've had a lot of PTs. You're kind of like our first dad. No, you're our first guy that's been here in more the golfing side, because that's a big thing that draws around here is golf. Like the TPI assessments that we do. Bobby and I are TPI certified. Ridge is right down the street. Yeah. We work with Beverly people. There's just so much golf over here in the south side of Chicago, and it's a big part of our clinic that some people might not know. It's not always just PT. It's not always just rehab. It's also can be golf mobility, golf specific stuff. And that's why I think our clinic kind of separates from other clinics, where it's like you don't have to necessarily have an injury. You might have some limitations you feel in golf, and hey, that's good enough for PT. You know what I mean? That's good enough to come in here and work for. And we have people here that can work on that. So, like I said, it's been awesome working with you. I book you out months in advance. It's cool to see your progression, and obviously to I have my stock in you, obviously, but it's awesome that you keep buying in, keep coming in. I even made a little mentorship slide thing. Do I remember I was telling you about that? The slideshow thing about like my golfer progressions that I work. You were the case example. We're going to keep rolling these things out. We're going to keep having new people. It might be.
Could be you.
Could be you. It really could be you. I'll sit down and talk to anyone. So there's honestly a 10-year-old that asks when their next time's up. So I might have a little kid on here soon. But he is hilarious. He actually would be a riot on here. Some of these kids around here are ruthless. Ruthless, I say. So yeah, keep staying tuned. Keep listening. We're going to keep rolling these things out as much as we can. We appreciate you listening. Thank you.